Thank you for tuning in to the Afternoon Pint. This episode is sponsored by Camilla Najat of Exit Realty, Strategy Up Business Consultants, and ISS Atlantic Security Guard Services. Enjoy the show. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint. I'm Mike Tobin.
I am Matt Conrad.
And who do we have with us today?
Mini Grimace. My name is Mini Grimace. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm a hip-hop artist.
Hip-hop artist Mini Grimace, right on. And I can see from the purple chain or the purple character on your chain that you're wearing, Mini Grimace must be somewhat related to the Grimace that we all know.
No, not really.
No?
It wasn't meant to be. It just kind of turned in that way. People sending me memes and stuff like that.
Ah, okay.
So it's just like, I'm just going to embody it.
I thought Tobin dressed like in purple specifically to talk to you today.
This is maroon, isn't it?
Oh, whatever.
I don't know my colors very well. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I think
it is more maroon. It's true.
mahogany.
No.
No? Is that even a color?
It is, but
Okay.
not that color.
So Grimace. So how'd you get the name?
So my father used to work down home for a guy named Frankie Reyno, and
And where's down home for you?
Sambro.
Okay.
And Frankie would always call them Big Grimace.
Okay.
When I started working for him a couple of years back, he started calling me Little Grimace.
Okay.
And
So the Grimace of that time, was that related to the McDonald's character, or do you
I'm
think?
not sure. I think it was a comic book character back in the day.
Okay.
Or something like that anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. But so I was at work one day, and his granddaughter was down running around with her friends, and they came over. She wanted to introduce me, so she took her friends over to me, and she said, "This is my friend. This is my dad's friend. Mini Grimace." Wow. And as soon as she said it, it stuck like glue. Everybody just called me it from then on.
Yeah, how old were you then?
I was about 30.
Okay, right on. Yeah. So
I've been ever since we booked you on the show and everything. I've just been calling you Mini Grim the whole time.
Yeah,
Mini
a
Grim.
lot of people do. A lot of people do. Yeah.
So we should plug where we're at, because I always forget.
Keeping it fairly local. We got Sambro here. I mean, I'm from Herring Cove.
Right next door
You're
to-
living in Ketch Harbor.
Yep.
And now we are in Spryfield, and we're at Station 6.
Station 6 in Spryfield, absolutely. And
whole
I'm
circle.
drinking
right.
the Schoolhouse Pilsner, and you're having the Schoolhouse Pilsner.
As well, you ordered the same thing. Yeah.
I'm drinking the classic Budweiser.
Classic Budweiser.
Classic
Nothing wrong with
Budweiser.
that, man. Cheers to that. We don't get many classic
No,
Budweisers.
yeah, we don't get
You're
too
our
many
first
of that.
Budweiser.
First
on the
Budweiser,
entire
yes.
show, man. Series. You'd be the first guy
Budweiser
to
should
drink
send
Bud.
us a check.
Yeah. So shout out to Budweiser, right? Can you send us a check, please?
I'll take a sponsor.
I'm just hoping the transcript picks it up. Budweiser, right? We'll say it one more time. We like money, Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
anyways,
back to you. So yeah, you obviously are embracing it because you have this. We'll have a picture of it like when we put on our socials. But
Yeah.
you have a very big Mini Grimace.
Oh yeah, I wanted something to stand out, something that would catch people's eyes in music videos and such. And I got a lot of attention with it on the East Coast tour I just did with Mad Child.
That's right.
A lot of people were coming up to me.
so those guys know Mad Child. You may or may not know who Mad Child is, but if you don't, you'll probably know who Swollen Members were. They were a huge hip hop Canadian act, one of the biggest Canadian hip hop acts, I think, probably of all time until
Kardinal Offishall.
Oh yeah,
Paul Cardinal, the Rascals, right?
Rascals,
They
yeah.
all were around that same time. We had a real golden era of Canadian rap. Those guys are right in there.
Chaos is putting us deep then.
Chaos too, yeah, man. Chaos was awesome.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I mean, Choclair was one of the first rappers I ever met. Actually, I was
yeah.
like 12 years old, and he was at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
He put out that Ice Cold CD.
Yep.
Right. And I thought he was the coolest guy in the world.
I never had the chance to meet him, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I had it signed. It said like "Keep it real"
Nice.
on a big poster, his big Ice Cold poster, and I thought it was the coolest thing. It was up in my room for years. Yeah, when I was
Still
a kid.
got it?
What? No.
Still, now I'm gone.
I don't keep it. I'm not good at keeping anything as I got older, right? I get rid of everything. So yeah. When did you start getting into this rap thing?
Well, I was about 15, 16 when I started writing like music. I always wrote poetry and stuff like that. But when I got about 15 or 16, I started writing music, and I got the chance in New Brunswick to go to my buddy's studio and record my first song. And it's just, little kid stuff. But but anyways, I never paid too much attention to it. Afterwards, I ended up moving back to Halifax and never paid no attention to music at all. I ended up getting depression and anxiety really bad. And I just stopped writing, like 100% stopped writing.
How were you then when you just started feeling depressed?
I suffered with it my whole life, but when it really started taking control, it was about, I guess I was about 20.
20 years old. Yeah.
And
wow.
Did you recognize that as depression then, or was it hard?
When I was a kid, I didn't. I would wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't breathe and stuff like that and have to go to the hospital.
Like panic attack type deal?
Panic attacks. And they just thought it was like, at first they tried to tell me it was constipation. I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah. But so.
What a weird thing to conclude.
Right? Yeah. So anyways, after the right diagnosis, I got some help, and I was driving. Actually, Frankie Reyno, I was working for him, and I was having some pretty bad mood swings and stuff like that. And he just took me into the doctor one day without even telling me, and he said, you want to come back to work, you better go to the doctor.
It was almost like taking you to the vet, right? Like, you know what you do with the pets, like you don't tell them, and then surprise them.
Surprise?
Surprise.
Do you think you would have went to the doctor if he didn't just surprise you?
I 100% wouldn't have, because people were like, people in my family were always telling me, you should probably go to get that checked out. And I'd be like, no, there's nothing wrong with me. It's all you guys.
So were you angry, yelling, violent, any of those things, or all those things?
I would, when I was younger, I would have some pretty bad anger issues, and I used to fight a lot when I was younger and stuff like that. But as I got a little bit older, and I started to tame down a lot, and I would just take my frustrations out, and like I'd smoke a lot of weed and drink and stuff like that, and fucking get rid of it that way. But after a while,
were you picked on when you were younger?
Maybe for a year until I started beating people up.
Yeah.
Only so much you can take. So anyways, it was a couple years after that, and I was working for Frankie.
Yeah.
And he dropped me off at the doctor. I came over to the doctor, and we were on our way back from the doctor's office, and he said, do you got any hobbies or anything like that other than like hunting or fishing or whatever?
Right.
And I said, not really. I said, I used to mess around with music when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And he said, oh yeah. He said, would you be interested in, trying it again? I said, if I had the opportunity. He said, is there any music studios, recording studios in Halifax? And I said, oh yeah, there's probably a few. And he said, well, book one up. And he said, I'll pay for it, and you can go in and do your session and record a song. And he said, we'll see where it goes from there.
Wow.
So after I booked the session.
So what year was this, if you can kind of think back? I like putting it in the timeline. It's just for my brain.
I'm 36. I was 33.
33? Wow.
Yeah, so 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
Wow.
Ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really not all that long ago.
No, I went. So when I dove in, I went.
But this Frankie guy recognized that you needed something. You needed an outlet, and he just said, "What the heck are you? You got to get this." Whatever it is inside of you, out of you.
And it was only supposed to be one song. And after I recorded it and I got the finished copy back, I was like, I'm going to post this on Facebook.
Right.
I had already sung a couple little TikTok things and stuff like that my sister talked me into, but never got very much attention.
Yeah.
So, when I recorded that song, I posted it on Facebook, and I couldn't believe the attention I got. And I was like, well, I kind of like that. So I booked another studio appointment. And the first song was actually a blues song. I started out with the blues song.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Not too different from Post Malone, eh?
Yeah, because I wasn't predicting that I would be going back for another song. Yeah. So I was ideally going in to record a song, but I was kind of doing it for Frankie because he wanted it. So I was kind of recording a song for him, and it's still his favorite song.
Right. So, what's that song called?
Hell Keeps Calling My Name.
Hell Keeps Calling My Name.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I recorded that and got a lot of attention from it, and somebody wanted me to sing a hook on their rap song with Stitches. Actually, it was import from Newfoundland. He had a song with Stitches.
Is that the one with Young Buck on it too?
No.
No?
That's another one.
Okay.
This one has stitches. It was produced by C. Lance, and I jumped on that and sung the hook. And
Where's C. Lance from? Sorry.
he's from Cleveland, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's Mercules' main producer.
Oh, okay, so Mercules, another Canadian rapper, BC.
Yeah.
I'm just narrating for people that might be
Yeah,
listening that
yeah.
don't know who's from where and all this stuff, right?
yeah.
A great.
As you can tell,
great
Mike's the
artist.
hip hop.
Rapper.
Mike's the hip hop guy.
Yeah, popular rapper, Mercules. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Lyrical genius. That
Oh
guy.
man, he is lyrical as
Right.
fuck.
Yeah,
He's great.
I think he's a really smart dude.
Yeah.
I like his music.
So I jumped on that song, and I was just like, oh man. I still listen to rap and hip hop a lot then. So I just was like, wow, wonder what I could do with a rap song. So I tried a rap song, and that took right off even more so. So I just kept on pumping out the music, and this got me somewhere. Yeah.
What's the song with Young Buck on there? Because Young Buck is a bit of a standout because he's 50 Cent G Unit, Young Buck. I mean, how the heck did he end up in one of your songs?
So this is a funny story. So you can go online and you can get these beats with other artists already on them. I love talking about this, by the way.
No, yeah, good.
Because I like making people
Show
aware.
people how it really is. Yeah.
So you can go online and get a beat, lease a beat. So you don't even own the beat. You just lease it for like a certain amount of time. And it comes with the other artist's verse already mixed on it. And all you got to do is add your verse on it. But the thing is, 1,000 other artists can do the same thing with the same beat, with the same artist.
Right.
So you're kind of... It's not really doing nothing for you. He doesn't even know he was on that song. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I like for people, don't do that, people.
No, that's funny. But no, that's a part of it, though. And I mean, if you're a fan of the genre, you're going to want to get a major hip hop artist on your songs.
It's true, but possible. I mean, even if it's like you didn't actually perform with them or anything like that. To be fair, lots of people don't actually perform with the people,
especially in hip hop, right? Yeah. And one thing about rap, I'll tell you, when rap's best compliment is actually when they're together. Like, and I've noticed that. I've seen collaborations recently. LL Cool J and Eminem got in the studio together.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And I'm like, well, that was a peak of what I heard Eminem do this year because the two of them pushed each other.
Yeah.
I think Eminem did a little bit of pen work for LL Cool J. That's an opinion, not a fact. But I mean, I listened to it and I'm like, this is fantastic. Bar for bar, it's a great song.
It was crazy.
Right?
Good,
great song.
But as far as them beats go with the other artists, like I'm not gonna lie, that Sociopath song with Young Buck on it and Import is still doing crazy numbers. Like I looked this morning, it had like 114,000 streams on Spotify.
This is the other thing too. So I mean, you although you may not have actually, that's a point I was going to make. Although you may not have actually like sat in the studio with them or anything like that and met them and go on tour with them or whatever, the fact is that people recognize the name.
Yeah,
so right. Like you put that on there on Spotify, and someone's going to go, "Never heard of Mini Grimace, but I know who Young Buck is, so I'm going to check this out."
Yeah,
it gets eyes on you.
That is a positive side of it.
And also from a local standpoint, Halifax, person might not check you out, but they see that you're with this huge artist.
But you also catch a lot of hate from other artists because they're aware of what's going on there, and they see like
they call you out on it.
A lot of people will. Yeah.
Did they call you guys out? To your knowledge,
they never called me out, but they've called Import out, and they've called other artists out, and and after I've seen, like, it's just not a professional way to go about doing things. If I think you should have a working relationship with somebody to do a song with them, or want a working relationship with the person, and you you got
to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. I don't know.
Tobin, why don't you do a song with them?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see next year.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll fill it up.
But in the meantime, actually, I was on a song with Mims. Similar thing, was a contest, open bars.
Oh yeah, now that is different. That
in 2010 or 8, I don't know. Anyways, it was a competition, and I won as a finalist. I got all my stuff on Spotify and iTunes and all that, and I lost to a New York dude. Right, but I was like, I'm happy I didn't win because I don't think I was being very authentic in the song. I was drinking a little too many beers and
Nothing wrong with that.
Having a great time.
Having fun.
But, I mean, I was just kind of having fun with it.
But that's a totally different thing in my eyes. That's great for publicity and getting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And that's great what he did for the artist as well.
Yeah. And then, so moving on now with your career, you got on, and I'll tell you the song. I think I told you there just when we briefly spoke before this episode. Eyes Wide Open was a song that I heard that I was like, holy shit. Like, this guy, this is a really nice song. Now, to call that a rap song, I don't know. I mean, it's a rap country or a rap,
I would
folk?
I would kind of consider rap, rock, and country, maybe a mix of all three.
It's a beautiful hook. Beautiful production. And I believe you did work with somebody on the song directly. Care to speak about that a bit? You worked with a producer?
Oh, yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark did a crazy job on that song, man. Friggin', when he sent me that the guitar sample, he played the guitar and sent me it, and I just added the drums and bass just for an example to show him what it could sound like. And it was just something rough, and when he heard it, he went full bore with it, added some bass and drums, and when he sent it back, it was a full production ready for me to record on. And
that's Mark Fahey, right?
Yep, Mark Fahey. Yeah. And when I heard it, full, like with the drums and the bass and everything on that, I just had like so many emotions come through me. I knew exactly what I wanted to say as soon as
Did that voice come out of you at that time? Because the voice is different. And I don't know what was before, but I certainly know the singing really picked up and it sounded good.
Yeah, I started practicing a lot after Hell's Wide Open. Hell's whatever. Anyways, after that song, I started practicing singing a lot, and I got quite a bit better, and that's when I really found my comfort zone, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to release a couple singing songs. Eyes Wide Open was really the one that took off, more so than any other. I got a couple other good ones, but Eyes Wide Open just connects with the people. It came from a really true core at the time,
and that core dealing with struggle, depression.
Exactly. I could relate to people who went through it because I've been through it or I'm still going through it. And it's just easier to cope with now.
Yeah,
but I think there's something to be said about they call it naming your demons, right?
Yeah.
If you name your demons, you can kind of defeat them easier, right? Do you have people kind of reach out to you now and want to talk about that? Because first of all, it's I think in men's men's culture, men's world, mental health is not something they're always pushing for men to talk more about their feelings, right?
Yeah.
But also hip hop culture is even worse when it comes to talking about that stuff.
It was. It's changed a bit.
It has changed a little bit.
It's changed quite a bit, but. I think there's more of that now than ever. People have been talking about the mental health even openly in hip hop, but still a long ways to go. You're absolutely right.
I would have held back a lot more if it wasn't for Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jelly Roll was the guy. I started listening to him when he first got out of jail, and way before his fame or anything. And when I heard what he was saying, I was like, man, this guy's going to be the next Elvis. He's going people are going to connect to him. And they're going to listen. People want the truth. They don't care what it is. They just want the truth. They want to hear that real life shit. And fucking Jelly Roll put it out there, and he talked about his anxiety, and he talked about his depression. He talked about addiction to drugs, losing his friends, and everything, right? And I was like...
Spoke to you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just opened the door.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like, 33 in hip-hop is late in the game, right? Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
And, but, is it? Right? So I'm looking now like Rick Ross, a rapper that made it super huge and did it at 37 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Before that, he reinvented himself. He came out. He was on a Trick Daddy song. Remember Trick Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So he had a song, and it was like... it was on All About the Benjamin soundtrack, which was a movie done with Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, yeah. Yeah, great movie. It was a fun movie. And he was on a song there. You'll see him clean-shaven, skinny. You don't even know it was Rick Ross, and he's just on a feature. And he was pretty well done with it. He was a correctional officer, and he had a college education.
Oh, geez, really?
Smart dude. Yeah, yep. And then he just changed it up, grew the beard out, got a little,
Yep.
and then put out that hustling song. and it changed his entire life.
Changed his life,
right?
man.
Changed his entire life.
It literally only takes one song. It literally does. It's all it takes.
Yep.
So he just looked more like Suge Knight and it made him famous.
He stole a man's name. Let's be real. He took an actual drug dealer's name, Rick Freeway Ross, who was in jail. He was incarcerated at the time. The guy got out. He kind of wanted his name back, and Rick wanted to give it back to him. It was, it's a little bit tumultuous after all that, right? But he created a superhero. He created a superhero within himself.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was probably more critical of that in the day, but now as I get older and I see it, I'm like...
I was critical of it back in the day. I was like, man.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Strategy Up. Strategy Up is a business consulting firm led by Mark Zerka, who has over 20 years' experience in building commercial strategies that will up your game, organize your teams, increase your productivity, and grow your business.
Whether you're a construction company looking to grow your revenue or a busy restaurant owner just trying to keep the doors open, Strategy Up can help. Strategy Up's boutique-style consultations will help you improve business process across nearly any industry.
Being a successful entrepreneur does not mean you have to be an expert in everything. Strategy Up specializes in building a relationship with you. Once pain points in the business are realized, Strategy Up will introduce process and technology that will power up your game to the next level.
A successful business requires investment. Your next step towards growth starts now. Email info@mystrategyup.com for a free business discovery call. Up your game with Strategy Up.
But as I see it now, like, I mean, I'm like, you know what, you did what you had to do, and you literally faked it till you made it, as we all have to do. And if Jelly Roll is your fuel to the fire to get you out there singing and performing,
it was the same thing with Eminem. Like I used to listen to all the rap back in the day, and and when I seen Eminem, I mean, there was Vanilla Ice, but I mean, everybody made fun of him, right? He wasn't a very, very good role model when it come to hip hop. But when I heard Eminem, I was like, damn. I was like, we can do this?
Yeah.
So I was like,
Eminem could do it. Yeah. I mean, Eminem could do it, not many.
Yeah. But after Eminem, you got like your Bubba Sparks, and then Kid Rock was doing hip hop at that time too, and then
I mean, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. And then you had
kind of the same way Limp Bizkit was.
Right. And then you had some other artists come in, and like Big Smo, and you had, for a while it was just nothing but country rap artists. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then now you're starting to see like Chris Webby and Mercules and people like that. And like
I mean, we have some terrific hip hop artists here in Halifax, right? And I mean, terrific, I guess, white hip hop artists in Halifax. Quake Matthews, I think, is one of the best rappers in Canada.
Great artist,
if not North America. His lyricism is on another level. I just heard a song he did the other day, and I was like, "Jeepers!" Like,
I reached out to Quake not long ago, actually.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll hear this, and we'll paid him. We just tipped our hats to him.
He came on this show too,
and Classified as well. Like, to see what Classified's built. And he built a house on authenticity. Thank you.
100%.
And the thing I love about him so much is that he is who he is. He is who he is in his music. It's bred his whole career, and he doesn't have to go out and be phony or fake or nothing. He can just go out and be himself.
He's got a very authentic sound. Yeah. Like I could hear an artist from the States right now come out on a Classified beat, and I would be like, "That's a Classified beat."
Yeah.
Listen, I'm far from a expert when it comes to hip hop. I like some hip hop and stuff like that, but I'm not in deep at any means. But that's something that I've heard actually pretty consistently. Is I mean, people like his music. It's popular. It hits with people.
Yeah.
But I've heard that is like his producing and all that, like his mixing and producing everything is actually the thing that really he's good at.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch him on I don't know, Instagram or whatever.
He does some shorts.
He does shorts now where he's actually showing you mixing the beats and stuff, and I love watching that, right? And he cuts a sample. He's watching a movie with his kid, and he hears a kind of a voice and makes that into an entire song, like a
crazy.
From
right?
concept.
If you're a producer and you're listening to this, you need to check that out because you get a lot of helpful hints.
Oh my gosh, Wow. He's a brilliant guy, right? And and I mean, to make it and to do it on your own, it's no easy feat, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no easy feat.
So back to you. I think so you were you had a tour that you just finished.
Yeah.
You said you had a couple lined up for next year too.
I'm hoping that there's a couple locked in for next year. I can't really say for sure, and I can't really say the artists who are coming for sure because it's not locked in.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be doing a couple tours next summer.
And you've been releasing.
And this was your
music-
first set of tours too, right?
Yeah, this was the first time. I actually, when I performed in the first show with this tour was my second performance ever.
Cool.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
okay.
I was, when
You would have been nervous?
no, man, I
No?
don't
Did
get
not feel
nervous.
nervous?
I don't get nervous on stage at all.
Well, that's good.
It's like feel maybe a little bit before I get on stage, but as soon as I step on that stage, I feel like I'm home.
Well,
Like, it's
lucky
my
you.
spot.
I always eat shit on stage. I'm always so nervous. I'll
you know
never
what,
get rid of it.
What I think is really kind of heartwarming about this whole story is what I'm hearing is a guy who, had some anxiety, had some some issues, and really you really had a lot of people kind of help you out and inspire you and kind of get to where you are. I mean, Frankie Reyno, the Reyno family, I know who they are, great family, good people, right?
Awesome people, yeah.
They do a lot for the community in Sambro and around the area and everything. So
Awesome.
and personally helped you, right? Saw
Yeah.
something, believed in you, so that's awesome. And just seeing some of the things, but it seems like you're really kind of rising up, which is really kind of cool. Like that's what I like about this. Why I want to talk to is because you were very outspoken about your depression.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and kudos for that.
Exactly. Kudos to
Yeah.
that. But now, people can look at this and say, okay, well, you know what? He's doing what he loves.
Yeah.
Like, point blank, even if you can't do this full time, it doesn't really matter. I tell people all the time, we do this podcast and we're not doing this full time, right?
Yeah.
But we really love doing it. We look forward to it all the time. And, it's that, I like when Frankie said, do you have a hobby? And whether it's a hobby or you can make some money on the side with it or make
Right.
some money or whatever, supplement your income, whatever it may be, you're doing something creative. It's really your own. It's helping you with managing, life.
It helps a lot.
All that stuff is great. Someone asked me, someone was asked me one time, they were like, yeah, I'm looking for ways to cut stress, cut anxiety, relax or whatever. And I'm like, and everyone seems to suggest cutting back on something, which might be the answer sometimes. But
Maybe it's
sometimes it's
something you just
taking
gotta
up. Sometimes it's taking up something.
Exactly.
Well, I'm the happiest when I'm busy as shit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, because that's when your life feels full, right? You want a great, home, you want to be home and you want to be with your family and you want to be with your friends,
Of course,
and,
yes.
and all of that. But sometimes I feel when I'm with my friends and I'm not doing something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, productive, I start to feel a little bit down,
Yeah.
right?
And
100%.
I'm alone.
we're all here on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I mean, hopefully you were looking forward to coming here.
Oh, I was really
right?
pumped about coming.
So but he and I who looks forward to Tuesdays? I do, and I know he does.
It's our recording day. It's our best,
Yeah.
one of my favorite days a week.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the thing. I think that's a huge lesson. You're a leading example in that of someone who takes something on.
And age, you didn't let that stop you.
No, age
You got on
ain't-
stage. You got on with a very accomplished musician, Mad Child.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Any chance he'll do a song with you?
Probably not.
No.
You never know.
No.
You never
Come on,
know.
Mad Child.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
man, child.
We're
What's up?
definitely we're at him.
Yeah, we'll tag him.
Robbie G set up the tour, and he does a lot for the hip hop community. Man, he
Yep.
brings in a lot of artists. Like he brought in Mad Child. I think he was also the one who brought in Chaos, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Yeah, man, he's a good guy. He set up everything. He asked us to go on the show, and it was awesome. As far as Mad Child goes, though, I don't even remember speaking to him.
No,
No,
just a blur.
yeah, just a blur.
Too much weed.
Maybe you never know.
It's all part of it.
There was
Exactly.
there was a lot of smoking.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. So, man, I really wanted to ask if I could play Eyes Wide Open here at the end of this episode. Is that cool with you?
No problem, bro.
And but I mean, I don't want people to stop there. You put out a few good songs this year. Get a Little Wild's a fun one.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Camilla Najat with Exit Realty Metro.
Camilla Najat is an experienced real estate agent who prides herself in finding the perfect home for her clients. Camilla can help you with a comparative market analysis to help determine the value of your home if you're planning on selling. or help you determine the going rate for the neighborhood you're moving into. She can also work with you at your pace.
You can reach Camilla by calling 902-880-8429 or email camilla@exitmetro.ca.
Also, you can find her on Facebook at Camilla Najat, Exit Realty Metro.
Get a Little Wild is actually, it was on the East Coast top 30 for a couple weeks. I think highest it got was 17th, I think. And it, with the tour and everything, I just didn't have the time to push the links and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's hard. Like a local artist, you got to push.
man.
I mean, we've had other local artists on this show. You got to push. You got to get
push
people
hard.
to listen. You got to kind of bug the heck out of them just to give you a click or a play or a like or whatever,
man.
right?
I'm writing music wherever I go, even on the toilet. Yeah. I'm making art and making posts.
And if you
stuff
love
like
that show, it doesn't have to be a tour. It could be you going down to a pub on a Sunday afternoon and just kind of riffing a few songs right here at Station 6 even. You could ask the guys. I'm sure they'd probably let you in on the right time.
We're actually talking about that now. Me and another guy I work with, Polar Bear. Shout out to Polar Bear. He was on the Mad Child tour with me too.
Mini Grimace and Polar Bear.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it could be a children's book, but it's rappers. Yeah, no, just joking.
The Adventures.
Yeah.
That's a book idea for them.
Yeah,
The Adventures of Mini Grimace and Polar Bear. I think that could be a children's book.
We
might
might even
really
do a
piss off
character. I
McDonald's
could get
in.
my character there and get
Yeah,
like a little
yeah,
polar
yeah.
bear.
Oh
down
yeah,
there.
that's true.
That'd
You
be
know
cool.
what?
You guys-
McDonald's might sue you.
Yeah. You just shorten it to Grim, like Mini Grim.
Mini Grim,
Mini Grim and Polar Bear.
That's a children's book.
Just so you don't get the Ronald McDonald. He's a real gangster, man. You don't want to piss off Ronald McDonald.
McDonald's should give me a sponsor too. What the hell, McDonald's?
Seriously, yeah. Although, did you watch the movie The Founder? They are ruthless.
Yeah, did you see that movie?
I did not see
Oh
that.
man, you got to watch it. Like that movie. I don't know. That was Michael Keaton, one of his best performances. Like
Michael
I've ever
Keaton,
seen.
everything he
Michael
does is
Keaton's
awesome.
acting's-
Yeah,
man,
he's
one of my
he did a
favorite
good job. I
actors.
think it's on Netflix, and it's just basically about how the McDonald's franchise started from its inception. It was two brothers with this little burger thing, and these guys were, I don't know if they were engineers, but they were pretty clever in how they made every burger exactly the same with a little ketchup dispenser that they use and all that.
They create a assembly line.
Assembly
That
line,
was
yeah,
the idea.
perfect, right? And then essentially Keaton they're trying to sell him a milkshake machine, and saw their business, fell in love with it, and it turned into McDonald's that we know today. He helped franchise it out,
Oh,
and then he
it's
kicked the
gotta
brothers
start
out.
And then he kicked them out. Kind of a
Oh,
Facebook
brutal.
situation.
Yeah,
Brutal.
Yeah. So a lot of businesses like that, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a cool show to watch. I mean, great if you just have a bit of a hustler mindset or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that? Well, actually, one thing I noticed that you're doing videos. Who's filming your videos for you?
Me.
You're filming them all.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I don't film them. I lie. My sister helps once in a while,
good.
and Polar Bear helps once in a
good.
while.
Okay. Cool.
Right now, they're all filmed on cell phones, and we're hoping. I got a guy lined up for some real professional videos. Christ Sampson. He's really good with the videos.
Cool.
And we're going to get him to do the rest for the upcoming album.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
And when's that
Yeah.
upcoming album coming? Upcoming album coming.
I'm not 100% sure yet because it's still a long ways from being finished, but I'm hoping January 4th. That's my father's birthday. He passed a couple months ago, so I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
I saw that. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm hoping to release it then, and it's going to have like probably 12 songs, 10 or 12 songs, and I ain't releasing the art. Well, I'm not releasing the artwork and title of the album until everything's finished, and I.
Conceptual.
Yeah, I can look
makes
back
sense.
at it.
I
I
get
can
it.
listen back to it, and
Oh, that's awesome.
The so is this going to be a bit of a? Do you find this album's going to be a bit of a tip of the hat to your dad?
it's going to be. It sort of is. It's because I told Dad I promised that I would. I was going to make it happen, and I am definitely going to stick to that promise. And this album was like. This album's going to be the step up, better production quality, better recording quality, better lyrics, better everything. This album is the one that I'm shooting for. This is the one I want to take off.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
man, like reach out. Like, I mean, there's a lot of great creatives in our community. We've had a few on this show. There's a lot out there. I mean, you never know. Get as many people as you can help you with it. Make that dream
For sure,
reality.
for sure,
Right?
for
We're
sure.
we're here. We cheers you, man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
salute you. It's fun. Yeah.
Well, on that, let's cheers and
Cheers.
Thank you for thanks for coming on the show.
No
And
problem.
once you're a
Thank
big megastar, you got to come back and hang out with us and have another beer, okay? Is that
Oh
cool?
man, we're gonna come. I'm gonna come back. Maybe I'll bring Polar Bear with me next time.
There you
right?
go.
That'd be fun. I want to meet Polar Bear. Yeah.
He's a good guy, man. Is
he nice?
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's not like a bear.
Just a big teddy
until you
bear.
piss him off.
Yeah,
He might-
I don't know.
might eat
Bears
you.
are dangerous creatures.
He's a good guy. He's done a lot for me in the last little bit for music too. He's gotten some. He's invested in the music equipment and stuff like that, and he's working on a lot of good music right now
And
too.
he's putting out some records too, I imagine, eh?
He took a pause for a long time, but I was able to get him back into it. We were able to get him back into it, and now he's going to drop music, I guess. He's got a lot on the way. I know he does because...
Is he from Sambro?
No, he's from Dartmouth, actually.
Okay, cool.
He lives up in Shubenacadie now, but I know he's got a lot planned because I've been keeping my eyes on him and watching what he's been doing.
Awesome. Well, shout out to Polar Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
there
right,
we go.
man. Cheers.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
All right.
No
Cheers.
problem. Thanks for having me.
This song is dedicated to anyone living with depression. It's hard, but we gotta keep on pushing. And to anyone who knows someone suffering with depression, keep your eyes wide open. Like a monster's at my front door, and y'all don't wanna see the things I'm seeing. And I tried hard just to ignore, but these demons just keep on creeping. Don't ask me what I want more, to wake up or to keep on dreaming. In hell, but my heart's still freezing. Please tell me why my soul's still bleeding. I sleep with my eyes wide open. Nobody can tell me not to cry. I sleep with my eyes wide open, just in case I'm about to die. I sleep with my eyes wide open. Nobody can tell me not to cry. I sleep with my eyes wide open, just in case I'm about to die. Life's hard, I can feel myself slip. Each bridge that I burn, I cross it. I got a lot of skeletons in my closet. My mind, I lost it. I turned toxic, and y'all just stood there and watched it unfold. And that's how I feel, regardless of what I'm told. And I'll say I don't need a hand, but understand I don't got a plan. I sleep with my eyes wide open. Nobody can tell me not to cry. I sleep with my eyes wide open, just in case I'm about to die. I sleep with my eyes wide open. Nobody can tell me not to cry. I sleep with my eyes wide open, just in case I'm about to die. Just try to put yourself in my shoes. If you feel how I feel, what would you do? So always help those who might lose, because that's what you would want if that was you. If that was you.
Thank you for listening to The Afternoon Pint. We are an independent podcast and we need your support. Please take a moment to hit that like, follow, and share button. Email us if you have an idea or suggestion for the show. Please send your feedback. We'd love to hear from you.